Now coming to right atrial cannulation or the venous cannulation. Here the target for venous cannulation is the right atrium. You place the cannula in the right atrium. To the side port, the superior vena cava blood goes into the cannula, and to the end port, the IVC blood goes inside the cannula, and this blood via drainage goes into the venous reservoir. So, the entire IVC blood as well as the SVC blood drains via a single right atrial cannula into the venous reservoir. The right atrium is the central repository of all venous blood, that is SVC blood and the inferior vena cava blood, and the right atrial appendage is conveniently accessible when you do a sternotomy. Although right atrial cannulation is optimal for most of the cardiac surgical procedure, the cannula in the right atrium may not perform well when the heart is being retracted. In those cases, you go for a bicaval cannulation. You put one cannula in the superior vena cava, you put one cannula into the inferior vena cava. This is called the bicaval cannulation. This is usually done when there is significant retraction of the heart in coronary artery bypass grafting to access the mitral valve through a left atriotomy, or the surgical exposure through the right atrium, mitral or tricuspid valve procedure. In those cases, you have to go for a bicaval cannulation, leaving the right atrium alone. Cannula is placed in each vena cava and the venous blood is intercepted before it enters the right atrium. It provides a bloodless field for surgery and it provides an acceptable drainage throughout the procedure. Sometimes you have to approach the right atrium via a femoral vein. You can see the femoral vein going into the right atrium. It extends the entire length of inferior vena cava and rests with its opening in the right atrium. An improperly positioned or sized venous cannula might obstruct the flow in the extracorporeal circuit. When the flow is obstructed, your CVP will be elevated, and this encourages the extravasation of fluid from the vascular compartment into the extracellular compartment, which is called the third spacing. So, appropriately spaced venous cannula is very, very important. If it is going to obstruct the venous circulation, your CVP is going to go up. Properly placed venous cannula allows complete decompression of the right side of the heart. This is indicated by your CVP and pulmonary artery pressure showing 0. And another important thing is there is going to be non-pulsatile arterial blood pressure. Now coming to arterial cannulation, the extracorporeal circulation returns the oxygenated blood through the arterial cannula. For CABG and valve procedure, the standard target of the arterial cannula is the ascending aorta below the arch but 3 to 4 cm above the aortic valve. Sometimes you have to put the arterial cannula into the axillary and femoral artery. This procedure includes manipulation of the aortic root, arch or both. Here you can see the arterial cannula just below the aortic arch and 3 to 4 cm above the aortic valve. 3 to 4 cm above the aortic valve and just below the aortic arch, so the cerebral vessel is not compromised. Coming to axillary artery cannulation, this is facilitated by an anastomosis of a tube graft. Here you can see the white one, which is a tube graft which is required for cannulating the side of axillary artery. By doing this, it provides access for the arterial cannula without interrupting the blood flow to the right arm. So, the right arm circulation is not compromised. An added benefit of axillary artery cannulation is clamping of the innominate artery allow the antegrade blood flow into the arch vessels during the period of circulatory arrest. Now coming to femoral artery cannulation, this involves inserting the cannula into the femoral artery and then passing into the abdominal aorta. Blood flow to the thorax is directed in a retrograde fashion upwards into the aorta. That is very important. Ischemia of the cannulated rim is a risk commonly associated with femoral arterial cannulation.